But at 35 years old, he doesn't have a lot of time, and he wanted to go right for the very best.
So he wins his fights, he goes several years without losing, and Zab Judah elects to fight him for the welterweight title in New York because he thinks, who the hell is Carlos Baldomir? I've got nothing to worry about here.
For the New York-based welterweight champ Zab Judah, the Baldomir bout was merely a tune-up for Judah's next opponent, Floyd Mayweather. Judah was unimpressed by his little-known Argentinian challenger, and he wasn't alone.
I saw him a year ago when I was in Los Angeles training with a couple of fighters of mine, and we noticed a guy over there quietly training by himself. Every day he was at the gym, and they told me he was going to be fighting Zab Judah. I said, yeah, okay, must have been a joke. I mean, there's nothing that impressive about him.
Most fighters try to get away from their families when they train for boxing. They go to Big Bear Lake, they go to Las Vegas to train. Baldomir brings his family to Los Angeles and into the training sessions with him.
Tenía mucha confianza porque sabía que Judah estaba cometiendo un error, que pensaba en Mayweather y no pensaba en mí.
I think the only person who thought that Baldomir could win the Judah fight was Baldomir. Remember, this is Zab Judah fighting in his backyard, and he's fighting Carlos who?
On January 7th of this year, with his wife and family watching back in Argentina, Baldomir stepped onto Judah's home turf in front of a packed house. At first, the local favorite didn't disappoint.
Judah just outboxing him.
Yo, motherfucker slow as hell.
Despite Judah's impressive early performance, Baldomir refused to give in. As the fight wore on, it was the underdog on the attack.
Zab has this huge edge in speed, and the guy's beating him to the punch. Baldomir's beating one of the fastest hand guys in the business, and he's beating him to the punch.
I had asked him one time after the Zab Judah fight, did he ever hurt you? And he told me he hit me with a great shot that really hurt. He said, but all I had to do was think of my wife and my kids. He said, I fought right through it. I could see their faces, and literally the pain went away.
Baldomir on the assault. Zab is in trouble. He caught him. He caught Zab, and he's got Zab on his feet again. There's no tomorrow. He's going to let it go, let it fly.
After 12 grueling rounds, the welterweight championship of the world was in the hands of the ringside judges.
The winner and new champion, Carlos Baldomir.
How about that? What an upset.
It was a title fight in New York City at the Garden, and he came in and beat a good fighter to win the championship. That makes it a huge win, not just a big win.
It's almost like a Rocky story. You know, Rocky Balboa, the club fighter who couldn't punch his way out of some poor dive in Philadelphia, and all of a sudden he's beating Apollo Creed.
Baldomir was greeted in Argentina as a national hero. The former feather duster salesman was now the pride of his country. His first title defense came in Atlantic City versus yet another local favorite, the so-called blood and guts warrior, Arturo Gatti. Again, Baldomir was the underdog.
Gatti was the betting favorite in the fight. Now go back and look at the fight and tell me how Arturo Gatti could ever have been the betting favorite against this guy. It makes no sense in retrospect, but that's how disrespected Carlos still was at the moment of that fight.
Arturo Gatti cannot get out of the way of Carlos Baldomir's power shots.
I never expected to see Baldomir beat Gatti the way he beat him. But Baldomir, as we say, beat him down.
Another big shot, and this time Arturo Gatti is ruined.
Gatti's storied tenacity was no match for Baldomir's sheer strength. The fight was stopped in the 9th round.
This was too big a man for Arturo Gatti. Is this question too big a man, as he proved against both Gatti and Zab Judah for Floyd Mayweather?